Hey everyone, welcome back to Financial Coaching Kingdom Inn. Pull up a chair. Today's conversation is going to be a heavy one, but it's one of the most important acts of brotherhood and stewardship we will ever talk about. Recently, a sister in Christ, a widow who spends her life ministering to other widows, asked me a tough question. How do you help people managing their finances after they have lost their loved one? We don't like to think about this, but the truth is, at some point, we are all going to be called to sit at a kitchen table with a friend, a parent, or maybe find ourselves at that seat, trying to pick up the pieces. Today, we're talking about how to find out your footing when the world feels like it's stopped spinning. Welcome to Financial Coaching Kingdom Inn, the podcast that helps you align your money with your purpose. I'm your host, John. We've all felt the weight of financial stress, the sleepless nights, the silent disagreements with our spouse, the feeling that we've just not in control. But what if there's a better way? What if managing your money was less about math and more about peace of mind? On this podcast, we'll explore a different kind of financial freedom. It's not just about what you earn or what you owe. It's about the emotional clarity that comes from being on the same page with your spouse, the spiritual strength you gain from worshiping God with your finances, and the deep satisfaction of knowing you're building a lasting legacy for your family. Every week, we'll cut through the noise to bring you simple, powerful truths that will help you move from financial chaos to confidence. If you're ready to find clarity, grow in unity, and live with purpose, you're in the right place. Let's get started. When people lose a spouse, people often say, "Half my brain is gone." It's literal grief fog. I've sat with people who honestly don't know where their money is or how the bills get paid. If that's you today or someone you love, hear this. Most decisions can wait. We want to talk about the four walls: food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. Right now, that is your only job. Are you in a safe space? Are the lights on? Is there food in the fridge? Everything else, if you need to sell the house or move across the country to be with your family or all kinds of different decisions, maybe changing a career, put it on a wait list. We have a 1-year rule. Don't make any permanent, life-altering decisions while your prefrontal cortex is clouded by grief. Protect your peace first. You need a circle of experts. You've lost a partner who handled a specific silos of your life. Maybe they did the cooking, or maybe they were the one talking to the repairman or handling the car. You don't have to become an expert overnight. You just need to find a trusted team. But be careful who you let into your circle. I'll never forget sitting at a table with a recent widow and her daughter. The life insurance agent was there, helping us navigate the paperwork so the mother could keep the home. Right in the middle of that grief, the daughter asked, "When do I get my inheritance?" The agent and I were stunned. But look, strange things happen when grief sets in. Greed, confusion, family dynamics get messy. That's why you need an outside perspective, a coach, a trusted friend or professional who has a clear head when yours feels heavy. Once the initial shock passes, we move into the financial discovery phase. This is about uncovering the full picture, the Social Security, the pensions, and unfortunately, the debts. I had a widow reach out to me recently. Her husband passed away after a long hospital stay. She told me she was such a relief in her voice. At least I don't have to pay the medical bills now that he's gone. I had to gently ask her, don't you own a home and isn't his name on the title? Brothers and sisters, the world doesn't always stop for our grief. Those creditors and hospitals will often look to the estate for payment. I encouraged her to see an estate attorney immediately. Stewardship means facing the reality of those numbers so you aren't blindsided later. It's better to plan for the bill than to be evicted by it. If you're walking through this fog right now, know that the Lord is near the heartbroken. You don't have to have all the answers today. Focus on the four walls, build your circle, and let the fog clear before you make the next big move. If you're a friend watching someone go through this, don't just say, "Let me know if you need anything." Offer to mow the lawn. Offer to sit at the table and help organize the mail. Be the hands and feet. We've talked about the emotional weight of sitting at the kitchen table, and we've talked about the 1-year rule for big decisions. But there's one thing that falls into the now category, and that's making sure that you aren't leaving God's provided resources on the table. When you're in that grief fog, the last thing you want to do is navigate a government website. I get it. But as a chief financial officer of your home now, understanding Social Security survivor benefits is a crucial part of securing your four walls. Think of the Social Security not just as your retirement fund, but as a life insurance policy provided by your spouse's years of hard work and taxes. So who can actually receive these? Generally, if you are a widow or widower, you can receive full benefits at your full retirement age or reduced benefits as early as 60 if you have a disability that moves up to the age of 50. But here is a huge one for the families out there. If you are caring for the late spouse's child who is under 16, you can receive benefits at any age. And those children, unmarried kids under 18 or 19, if they are still in high school, are still eligible, even if they were divorced. If that marriage has lasted at least 10 years, you might be able to claim based on your ex-spouse's record. These are resources meant to sustain your household during this transition. As your coach, there are 3 things I need you to know right now. Don't miss the one-time payment. There is a lump sum death payment of $255. No, it's not going to pay for the funeral, but it belongs to you. Don't leave it sitting in the government vault. And timing is everything. This is a now task because in many cases, benefits are paid from the month you apply, not necessarily the month your spouse passed away. You can't do this online. You have to call the Social Security Administration, SSA, or visit a local office. Don't wait until the 1-year mark for this one. The switching strategy. This is where we get strategic for your long-term legacy. If you have your own retirement benefits, you might be able to take your survivor benefit now. And let's get your benefits growing until you're 70. This is a move that creates a massive overflowing harvest for your future self. We need to look at these numbers together. I know the paperwork feels like a mountain, but getting these benefits in place isn't just about getting a check. It's about creating a foundation of peace. When the bills are covered, you can focus on your family, your church, and your healing. If you're feeling overwhelmed by Social Security Administration website, or you aren't sure how these benefits fit into your new monthly budget, let's sit down. We will look at the numbers together and ensure you are maximizing every resources God has placed in your path. You aren't navigating this fog alone. You've heard the wisdom and you understand the benefits. But if putting it all into practice feels overwhelming, you don't have to do it alone. A budget is a roadmap to financial peace, and I can help you create one that works for your life. Ready to take the first step? Contact financial coach johnllc.com today and schedule your free consultation. Let's get your budget working for you. we've talked about the grief fog and we've talked about Social Security benefits, but now I want to talk to the providers. As a provider, your natural instinct when a storm hits is to take charge. You want to fix it. But when you lose a spouse or a close family member, the sheer volume of what ifs can lead to serious decision fatigue. The first rule of stewardship in grief is to focus on stabilization, not speculation. Before you decide if you are moving or selling the house, we have to identify and secure the resources God has already provided. We're going to do a calm, clear review of the three big pillars: insurance, bank accounts, and retirement. First, let's talk about life insurance. This isn't winning the lottery. It's the provision your spouse worked for to ensure you wouldn't have to make desperate choices during a crisis. If you can't find the policy, check the filing cabinets, the safety deposit box, or look through the bank statements for premium payments. If you are truly stuck, use the NAIC life insurance policy locator online. Here's a coaching tip. You don't need a lawyer to start this. Call the claims department yourself with a death certificate. And if you aren't ready to decide what to do with the money, ask about retained asset account. It lets the money sit in a safe, interest-bearing account while you take a deep breath. You don't have to move the money today. Next, we have to look at the bank accounts. We need to know where their liquid cash is and who can touch it. If a joint account, you already have right of survivorship, meaning you have uninterrupted access, but you still need to notify the bank to get it retitled. If the account was only in your spouse's name, it might be frozen unless there is a payable on death beneficiary. While you're in there, let's stop the leaks. Look at the last 60 days of a transaction. Cancel the gym memberships, the subscriptions, and the auto payments that aren't necessary anymore. That's just good stewardship of the margin you're left. Finally, retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, and pensions. These are different because they have complex tax rules. Check with your current and or former employers. Many men leave behind orphaned 401ks from jobs that they had decades ago. As a surviving spouse, you usually have the option of a spousal rollover. This keeps the money tax deferred and gives you time to breathe before you decide on a long-term investment strategy. Don't rush into a withdrawal that's going to trigger a massive tax bill. Doing this review isn't about being money hungry. It's about clarity. When you know exactly what resources are available, the panic starts to subside. You move from wondering if you can pay the mortgage to knowing exactly how your four walls are supported. Stewardship is about being a faithful manager of what God has provided. By securing these accounts now, you are honoring your spouse's legacy and protecting your family's future. If looking at these accounts feels like a mountain you can't climb today, get somebody to walk with you through it. We've talked about the big picture, the 1-year rule, the 4 walls, but let's get real for a minute. When the grief fog is thick, even opening the mail can feel like a climbing Mount Everest. We're carrying a weight that feels twice as heavy because, for the first time, we're carrying it alone. As your coach, I want to tell you right now, stewardship doesn't look like making bold strides. It's like quiet organization. Before you can build a new mission for your life, we have to gather the pieces of the puzzle. This isn't just paperwork. It's the legal and financial foundation that allows you to protect what remains and honor the resources God has entrusted to you. The first thing you need is the key that opens every door, the death certificate. You'll need these for banks, the DMV, Social Security, and life insurance. Here's my coaching tip. Order more than you think you'll need. You need certified copies with a raised seal, not just photocopies. Most agencies won't take a Xerox. Your funeral director is usually the fastest route, but you can also go to the local vital statistics office, like the Department of Health and Welfare here in Idaho. Order 10 to 12 copies. It's much easier to get extras in a drawer than to be filling paperwork for reorder 3 months from now. Next, we have to prove the relationship and find the money. You're going to need your marriage certificate, license, or Social Security and property transfers and birth certificates for any minor children. Then we'll start the audit phase. Dig through the files for W-2s, 1099s, the last 2 years of tax returns. These documents are the roadmap for your family's financial life. They show interest, dividends, and even employer-sponsored life insurance policies you might have forgotten existed. And while you're at it, grab the last 2 months of bank statements. We need these to see what's coming in and, more importantly, what's leaking out through the recurring subscriptions or automatic payments that need to be addressed. Finally, find the blueprint. Locate the original will or trust. This is exactly how your spouse wanted their assets handled. Find the deeds to the home, the titles to the vehicles, the cars, the boat, the RV. Even if things like power of attorney expire upon death, these documents are still valuable because they usually list the name of the doctors, attorneys, and advisors of your spouse trusted. Those are the people we may need to call to help clear the fog. Now, if you're listening to this and your head is spinning, I want you to use one box strategy. Don't try to be a professional filer right now. Just get one sturdy plastic bin or a dedicated accordion folder. Every time you find a relevant document, just put it in the box. Don't worry about the order. Don't worry about the labels. When the fog clears enough for us to sit down for the budget committee meeting, we'll go through the box together. We will replace the chaos with a clear, documented plan. Taking these small, disciplined steps toward organization is how you move through the shadows and toward a place of peace. You're doing better than you think you are. One document at a time, one day at a time. Thank you for being here with me today. Your support means so much. If you have thoughts on this topic, I'd love to hear them. Leave a comment or a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if you know a friend, a family member, or a coworker who needs to hear this, send it their way. Let's keep building this community together. And God bless.